put in the keys. The first problem that we encountered too was that when I rotate the key, it won't start, and also there's a buzzing noise coming from somewhere. So I'm still more or less the same place where I just replaced the ignition switch, and after a couple of starts I heard the clicking noise again, which means that ignition switch does not have anything to do with that clicking noise. So I tracked it to this area, and it seems like it's coming from right behind over here, because sometimes when it's coming I'll just tap it and it'll go away, or if I try to push on it or pull it, it'll go away. So what I'll do is I'll remove a couple of bolts from underneath. Let's show you guys. So I think if I remove one bolt over here, and then we have another bolt over here, this one, this thing should come out. So this is the knee airbag. So let's remove it and see if we can find the problem and the source of the noise. So this thing is removed, but it's stuck over here, so it seems like there might be some bolt over here. So I'll try moving the trim now. It was just healthier. So I found the source of this horrible noise, the clicking noise, after removing the knee airbag using my trusty stethoscope. It's coming from the motor, this one. You can feel the frequency of the noise changing. So it's not possible to remove the screw that's behind it over here under my finger from this actuator, because there is no access and this thing is holding it. So we have to remove this one to access to gain some access so that we can remove the screw. So to remove this module, all we need to do is, there are these two connectors. We have to remove these ones first. Okay. Then at the bottom I have loosened, there are two screws. I have loosened them already. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. One over here and one over here. I'll just remove them. These are Phillips screws. So once you remove them, you'll have this module coming out. So now it's hanging here. Now it seems like we have some access. So this created a little bit of flexibility. Now I'll try and see if I can do anything. So we can hardly see the actuator from over here. The lower screw was visible. I've removed that. There is no screw on the left, it's just a plug. And there is one screw on the top, so I wasn't able to feel it, so I had to use my inspection camera. So this is what the inspection camera shows. So that's the screw that we are dealing with. Unfortunately, I tried accessing it, but it is too wide. So when it tries to approach that screw, the overall width of this setup, it does not allow it to hook on to that screw. So I have to use something that has is much stubbier. So if you have a stubbier socket, maybe you are able to do it. Otherwise we'll have to find out and see what we can put in there that will allow us to remove that screw. So that's the final setup that I'm going to use. I'm using a 7mm spanner with the bit in there. It was quite loose. The 6mm it did not fit. The 7mm is loose in there, so I had to use a steel wire sleeve and just hammer it in. Now it's quite rigid and will not move easily. So that's the nut. That's the screw that we are going to target. So let's see how it goes. So I eventually got it out, a couple of points. So this was the screw that was not visible. There is just a tab in here, so all you need to do is just lift it up. But before you lift it up, if you look inside the hole, you see that it has a very peculiar T shape. So just make sure that when you're lifting it up, you might have to wiggle it a little bit. One of the instructions that I read somewhere was to if your motor is functioning, set it to the maximum cold temperature and then you can lift it up. And also before you remove it, you also have to disconnect the connector. This is quite a fiddly connector and not much space in there, so just make sure that you remove it before you try to take it off. Okay, so from what I can see is that these gears over here, they are totally grinded, so the motor is unable to drive these gears. These gears are okay, all of them are in good shape. All right, just to show where the noise was actually coming from, I'll just power it up manually and you guys will listen to the noise. See? I bought this one because I believe that the inside motor and this worm gear should be identical, or at least more or less in the same range. So let's open it up and see if we can fit the worm gear from this one into this one. Okay, so it looks like this one is of the same size but maybe slightly larger. The dia is the same. Oh, it fell off. So I put in a replacement motor. It wasn't really a pleasant experience putting it back in, but I would say it went in rather fine. So now it does not make any sort of noise at all and seems like it's fixed. So it was on the driver's side, it was the blend motor, EL mix motor, so to me it seems like it's fixed now. So now I'll focus on some other things, and for now it's done. Thank you for watching.